Okay, hi again, guys. Welcome again to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you don't know who I am, I'm Courageous Tracy Yan, living in sunny Jamaica. This is where I am for the time being. I wonder where next. Anyhow, I want to bring to you, I've got two topics today. I've already shared one over on the other video, and this is part two of what I want to bring to you today. Now this topic has been on my mind now for a while. I've even tried to upload it, but based on my phone, it was saying that it was what's the term they use again, Bree? It was saying that my storage is full, so because of that, I'm gonna redo this talk. This one should have been up from the last time I did this, when I had a talk about the bus driver and the opportunities that are here. So what I want to bring to your attention right now is why I cried so much as a student nurse in the United Kingdom. Yeah. So guys, I've studied in the United Kingdom for 3 years to become a qualified registered nurse. And before I was qualified, before I went to university, or before I started university, I had to do a course called the Access to Nursing course, because I was not, honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I was not the brightest in my class. I was not the brightest girl ever. My little brain, God, thank you, Lord, for the little information that it could hold. So I did the Access to Nursing and then on to studying nursing in the university. So when I was studying in uni, I remember we started off with about, let's say, 35 of us, or probably more, because it was a very full class. And I remember for the first couple of weeks, I would have had to prepare myself for interviews, assessment, reading up scenarios and coming up with answers. And with that, I did well with my interview, because thank God I'm a good talker. I can talk my way through. I'm not a everyday talker, but I can help myself in terms of communication. So whilst I was studying in university, thank God I got through. Not of any of my brilliant achievements in school, but I did well with my Access to Nursing course. I managed to pass that, and then further on move on to studying adult nursing, so that's general nursing. And so guys, whilst I was studying in university, and like I said, it was about 35 of us that started off in the class, and most likely more. I can't really fully remember the figures, but I know it would have been over 35. So 35 of us started off in uni, and here we go. First week, second week, third week, everything was going on okay. Managed to settle in. 6 months, we're all getting on. After 6 months, you find there were 30 of us. And before you know it, as the years goes by, or as the months goes by, the numbers keep dropping. Now for me, I don't know if the reason why I apply myself so much to my studies was because I know I wouldn't grasp things as quickly as others would. So because of that, I would make sure I'm on time for school, for class, and make sure I bring my notebook and I'm taking notes right throughout my studies. And when I get home, I would read over my notes. I would go over them over again, as well as when it's exam time, all that we've ever studied or all that we've ever learned in class, I would have all my books out on the table, and oh my God, I would put in 110%, because I know I wasn't a quick learner. I didn't grab things quickly when it comes to academics. And so guys, I thought to myself, you know what, I need this so I might as well give it my best shot. I had 2 daughters at the time. One would have been about 7 years old, and the other would have, a matter of fact, I got pregnant while I was studying in my final year, in my 3rd year of university, and that was a great challenge. It was a great challenge. And so, ending up in university, still studying in my final year, and I would like to say, all those years, it was my determination. It was what I call believing in myself, and was not having anything else in my mind but to accomplish and to pass and to be qualified as a nurse. So no matter the challenges, no matter the obstacles, I was determined in my mind, I programmed in my mind, I need to come out with this qualification. So there's no giving up, there's no letting go. I'm just gonna keep going. And so in my final year, when I fell pregnant, I had to take 6 months off to have baby, get myself back together, and on maternity leave. Thereafter, I had to return back to uni, so I had to start all over for the 3rd year. So in my 3rd year, can you imagine, I missed a good 6 months, probably more, and returning back, having to reprogram the mind to get everything back in place with my brain and the memory. It wasn't easy, but I was determined. And so with my determination and with God, honestly, that's how I managed to make my way to the end. So remember, I said to you, when we started off with about 35 to more students in the class. In my 3rd year, we only had about 20, let me say, the numbers had dropped to about 22 or 23. Most people had dropped out because they couldn't manage the course anymore. It was a bit too much for them. Some of them don't even have children. Some of them are still living at home. Some of them born with the beautiful English language in their mouth. Some of them were so bright and intelligent that they find the course to be so easy. But when it was exam time, they would have struggled. When Tracy had, I would write down everything, and I would go home and I would revise and I would revise. I was just on it like fire. And so at the ending of the 3rd year, I remember sometimes when I would stay up late at night to do assignments, I would stay up late at night to revise for exams in the following morning, or even if I have exams in the week, sleep, I would just say, park yourself up there. I didn't want to sleep. All I wanted to do was just study. All I wanted to do was just revise. And so with that, I've studied. But guys, why I said I cried as a student nurse throughout my time is that many times, because where I live would have been about 40 minutes to an hour away from university, and it would have depended on the traffic sometime in the morning. So there are mornings when I needed to get to class, or class start at 9 a.m. and there are times when it started 11 or even 1 o'clock, but the 9 a.m. would have been my biggest challenge. And because I have the 2 children, and by this time, and I would need to drop them off to nursery, and so they could look after them for me so that I could get to uni on time. And what I can remember as well is that when it was exam time, I would ask the nurseries if they could keep my children, if they could take them in a bit earlier than they normally do, because nurseries used to open 8 a.m. in the morning. And if I drop them off to the nursery 8 a.m. in the morning, it means I would be extremely late for university, because by this time, lots of school children, lots of folks that's working, lots of university students, everybody's on the road by then. So by the time I drive out, it means I would be very late. Sorry about that. It means I would be very late. So I remember the manager, I went and talked to her and I said to her, I've been late few times for uni and they're not having it anymore. Would you be so kind just to take my children earlier than 8 a.m., possibly 7 if you can, and so then I could take my time and make my way to uni and get there on time. So she said to me, I don't normally do this and we've never done this before, but because of you, I'm gonna make that sacrifice. So myself as the manager and another staff, I'm gonna ask a staff that live nearby if they could come and take the children them in a bit earlier, and obviously I would have to pay a bit extra for that. And so that was an absolute blessing for me. But going back before they started taking my children earlier, and that would have been maybe the last 6 months of my final year of university, it means that before that, guys, I used to cry a lot, right? So I drop my children them off 8 o'clock. I need to get to uni and sit in class before 9 a.m. So there's mornings when I drop them off and off I'm going to uni, and 9 o'clock hit and I'm still on the road, and sometimes I'm still looking for parking. I start crying because I want to be in my class. And I remember one morning I enter class and the teacher said to me, it was about 5 minutes past 9 o'clock. She said to me, it's exam today, you know the rules, you should have been here before 9 o'clock. I am not letting nobody else inside. And I said, please miss, and I started to explain to her how I had to drop my children them off and I need to be on the motorway for a time, then finding parking space. She said to me, I don't want to hear and I don't care. Exam start at 9 a.m. You should be here. And she locked the door on me. And I cried so much. I really cried. I cried. I remember I went back to my car and I called my mom and I was telling her how I was up all night revising for the exam, and I'm 5 minutes late and the teacher is refusing to have me inside her class. So because of that, I end up having to had a chat with the nursery staff and the nursery manager about helping me so I could finish on time, and they don't exclude me from the course. And so guys, there's few mornings, believe you me, what another morning I can remember is that I got to the door again about 9:05, and the teacher put her foot at the door and she said she's not letting nobody else in. I start explaining my situation to her and I just start weep while I'm explaining my situation to her. I started crying and she's like, okay, just come in. So guys, you think I would be ashamed or I would bothered about who would look at me crying just to come into the class to get my coursework done or to get my exam? I didn't care. I just wanted to get in and do the best that I can. And so when she let me in, I just wipe up my face, wipe up, sit around my table, get my pen and paper, forget about late, forget about teacher almost not let me in, and I just was pretty much focused. And for that third year, what I call the final year of uni, was for some bizarre reason, my challenge wouldn't have been with the schoolwork or the exam. It was more to drop my children them off to get to school on time so I could get into class and to get on with my schoolwork. And I have to give God a massive thanks, because without him I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to accomplish and to achieve and to pass the way I did, because of the late nights I stayed up, because I revised so much. The library was my best friend. Like days off with uni, it's not so intense what that you need to be there every day. So you might have 3 full days and maybe 1 half day, and sometimes you might have 2 full day, 1 half day, and the rest of the days is for you to revise. And let me tell you something, guys. You see those 3 days that they say is revision days? Tracy Ann would drop her children them off to nursery, and my eldest would go off to school, and I'm gone straight into the library until they finish school and nursery. I mean business. I was done for passing. I was done for achieving. I was not up for failing. I wanted to make sure when I come out with my qualification, and I didn't care how I got it done. I just needed to get it done. And a lot of people, I would say there were 2 others that also helped me. Like I would call them and say, I'm really struggling with one of the assignments, or I don't understand this, and a dear friend would help me. She would meet me up at the library as well, and we would go through schoolwork, we would go through my uni work, and she would explain to me, and we would learn together on the course. But the reason why I feel like I wanted to talk about my experience in university, and there's gonna be much more that I'm gonna be sharing with you in terms of my experience as a nurse, as a student nurse, and working in the UK. But for now, I wanted to really talk about this because for me, I feel like determination, being focused, it plays a great deal in our life. If I was not determined, and if I didn't make my mind up, I wouldn't be where I am today. My children has seen how hard I work, both as a student nurse and as a nurse, to accomplish and achieve what I have today. And I wouldn't say it's all down to me. I would also have to give credit to God Almighty, because He's been an absolutely brilliant help to me. But I just want to say, determination, don't wait for somebody to do it for you. Don't wait for somebody to push you. Don't wait for somebody to always be there to help you and guide you. There are times that you really have to make up in your mind, you know what? I need this, and because I need it, I'm gonna put in more than 100%. I remember this nurse once said to me when I did just qualified, and I'm on the first ward working, she noticed how the staff them were just taking me here and taking me there and doing this and asking me to do a million things at once, and I would have been overwhelmed. And she called me one side and she said, "You just qualified?" And I said, "Yes." So she said to me, "Don't worry. Right now, you're just about kissing people's bottom. I'm saying it in a nice term. But when you get your qualification, because when you're qualified, you have to wait about a good 3 to 6 months before you can get your PIN and can work fully as a qualified nurse." So I was in that process. And so she said to me, "For now, my dear, you will kiss bottoms, but when you have your qualification and you have a good year experience, you kick bottoms. So people won't walk over you and they won't treat you how they're treating you now. So just bear with it, remain humble, and do what you're doing." And that's what I did. Life is not a bed of roses. It isn't. Life is really and truly, you are here. God put us on this earth for a reason, and with it we have health and strength. Many don't have half the 2 hands that we have, or the 2 feet. Let's not wait for others to do it for us. Let's not wait for the world to bring it to us, but let's keep it going. Let's put in 110 or 120%. If you believe in yourself that God has given you this thing inside of you, whatever your dream is, whatever your gift is or your talent, and you want it to flourish, you want to see it grow, my advice is please put in 110%. When you put in 110%, you're not going to get back 5% or 10%. I can assure you, you will get back a percentage that you'll be pretty much pleased with. And if you're not pleased with it, the next time you put in 120%. Society has so much to offer, whether it's in Jamaica, the United Kingdom, America, Australia, Africa, wherever you are or wherever we are in the world. Opportunities are here, there, and everywhere. Let's make the most of it. Let's grab as much as we can get, and while we do that, we remember anything we want in life, we have to work hard for it. We have to believe in ourselves, and if it's God's will, He will let it be done in our life. Now that's my little talk for today. I hope it has been an absolute blessing to you. I've been wanting to bring this out a while. If it's been a blessing or if it makes sense to you, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and drop me a little comment. Let me know what you think about this little talk. And that's it for me for now. Stay blessed and have yourself a wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, night, wherever you are. Stay blessed for now. Bye bye.